playoff basketball is a different beast, which is why we are taking a different approach to capping NBA action this postseason. Our daily NBA Playoffs 4-point play looks at the best ways to wager on Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Celtics and Cleveland Cavaliers, highlighting our favorite picks for sides, totals, props and alternative odds. Thinking of placing a bet? Check out sportsbettingteam.com for sportsbook reviews. More Korver please. Ty Lue trusts Junior Smith to a fault. Cavaliers coach continues to give heavy minutes to Smith despite his awful performance in the series, 5.4 points per game on 23.1 shooting percentage. This isn't just a bad matchup against the Celtics for the veteran two-guard. The Cavaliers' net rating was 7.7 points higher with Smith on the bench than when he was on the floor during the regular season. The Cavs outscored opponents by 5.4 points per 100 possessions with Smith on the bench and were outscored by 2.3 points with him on the court. Backup shooting guard Kyle Korver's numbers are the exact opposite. Cleveland's net rating was 7.5 with Korver on the floor and minus 3.3 with him off during the regular season. The trend has continued in the playoffs too. Cavs are outscoring their opponents by 5.8 points per 100 possessions in the postseason when Korver is on the floor. Korver played a series-low 19 minutes in Game 5 and Coach Lue said this was because he was waiting for Celtics bench boss Brad Stevens to run out Semi Ojeleye. That doesn't seem to make much sense considering Korver has proven he can stick with either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum at the defensive end. Take the over 10.5 on Korver's point total probe. King for a day. As well as LeBron James is playing in these playoffs, there always seems to be more he can summon in elimination games. He's averaging 33.5 points in elimination games in his career and he scored 45 in Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers in the first round. He scored 31 points, and followed it up with 41 the next time out, in Games 4 and 5 against the Warriors in last year's finals. Both games were with the Cavs facing elimination. Bet365 lists his point total at 33.5. Go ahead and take the over here. The road is long. Bettors are well aware by now of the Celtics' home-away splits in the playoffs, but the numbers bear repeating: 10-0 straight up and against the spread at home, 1-6 and 2-5 ATS on the road. The numbers play out the same way in the race to 20 points prop. First team to 20 points wins. Boston is 7-3 at the TD Garden and just 1-6 in away games. Cleveland, meanwhile, is outscoring its opponents by 23.1 points per 100 possessions in first quarters of home games in the playoffs. Take the Cavaliers at minus 190 to win the race to 20. Defense wins the conference finals. Has not been a good time to be an over-better. The under is 8-2 in the last 10 NBA playoff games. All conference finals contests and odds makers have dropped the Warriors-Rockets total from 224 in Game 4 to 213.5 for Game 6. The under has cashed with at least a 26-point cushion in each of the last 3 nights. Teams are definitely digging deep in their defensive stances, but there's been a lot of bad offense on the court too. Ty Lue admitted LeBron James looked tired at the end of Game 5 against the Celtics. He's not the only player on the floor in this series who's looked gassed. Take the under 202 on the Game 6 total.